Good evening, chat. Hello. Oh, wow, we're echoey. Why are we echoing? There we go. Fix that. Hello. Good evening, chat. Hello. We are moving. Wow. I seem very echoey. Ooh. Anyways, chat, good evening. We are live tonight. A little bit of an audible because I didn't realize it was happening today. But there was a hearing today for Turtle Boy. You guys remember Turtle Boy, Aiden Carney? He is the guy who busted open the Karen Reed case and brought it to us. And without him, we probably would never known about Karen nor given a shit about Karen Reed. So we are covering his case because if you guys remember, he's been charged with witness intimidation, basically because he did his job. The Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, the Massachusetts State Police, they all didn't like Turtle Boy because he was bringing truth to light that, well, number one, their investigation was incompetent, but also, more importantly, the really culpable parties were being treated with kid gloves. The Alberts, the McCabe's, all of them were getting treated with kid gloves, despite the fact they knew something, and obviously they were probably the last people to see John O'Keefe alive. Now, as Turtle Boy ended up getting indicted, that was their attempt to silence him. And by silencing him, they thought that would kill Karen Reed's case. Because if you kill the biggest mouthpiece, that ends the case normally. And they were hoping that was going to be the case here. But it didn't stop him. In fact, Turtle Boy said, fuck you, and he went even harder. And yes, as we know, as is history now, Karen Reed was acquitted. Because now we found out basically it was all a fucking scam. It was all a fucking scam. Even Dr. Welcher and Aperture were a scam. It was a scam from the word go. Everybody was in on it. Everybody was making money. Just sit there and say, what the fuck? What the fuck about it? So we're dealing with that tonight. And we're dealing with his prosecution. And from the last hearing we did, and also from the letters from his attorney, Mark Bederow, that were filed with the court, a party known as Kate Peter, Turtle Boy used to call her Krusty Panties. Kate Peter is a former, I guess, ally of Turtle Boy, who has been a longtime foe of Turtle Boy's. They go back many moons, as my people would say, when Turtle Boy was doing his reporting stuff. And Kate and Turtle Boy are now enemies. And it's mainly because Kate's just a complete turd. Now, if you guys don't remember who Kate is, this is Kate Peter. If you haven't, if you guys don't remember Kate Peter, this is that amazing human being. This is Kate Peter in one of her attempts to help AstroTurf the anti-Karen Reed sentiment out there. And a job well done saying, job well done says here, who is this lady and why is the leading evidence based? It's not based at this point because she's working for the government. She supplied the government with information. This is Kate Peter. She is famous for being part of the garbage that was pursued against Turtle Boy. If you guys don't remember, here's Turtle Boy along with his attorney, Tim Bradel. And there's Turtle Boy right there. But this is, Kate was part of the anti-Karen Reed team. She was part of all these guys that were out there causing problems and doing things. She actually has her own YouTube channel, Massel Troll Mafia. And she was involved in the anti-Karen Reed stuff. She was prominent in it. She was prominent as a supporter. She was kind of the leader of all this shit right here. Like these guys, Grant Shit Smell Us. One of the bigger lunatics on the anti-Karen Reed side. All these accounts that you're going to see here, like he's a big one. He's a big one, but there's other ones here. A lot of these people are just total scum and what they do and how they look at things. And I'm trying, where's the other? Man, they're not showing up. But anyways, multiple pictures of Kate Peters involved wearing John O'Keefe, like protesting for John O'Keefe, getting John O'Keefe justice. So no, Kate Peters a massive piece of fucking shit. What did we learn at the last hearing? That Kate Peter was supplying the district attorney's office with all the evidence they were using to prosecute Turtle Boy. So no, deleting evidence is really fucking bad because she's a state agent. So I know you're being a smart ass, but like if people don't know, no, Kate Peter is fucking scum. She's absolute fucking scum. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Robin says, who the fuck are these people? I mean, if you don't know who Turtle Boy is at this point, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's Turtle Boy and then the evil bitch that's trying to take him down. Nima's saying, oh my God, do you know how many of us here sent clips about Turtle Boy? I'm also an agent, by the way. This is totally crazy. If you send it and the government's relying on it and the government's communicating with you in depth about what's going on, yeah, you kind of do become a government agent. There's multiple court cases that if you become the focal point and you supply the evidence and there's back and forth with you and all these interactions he's claimed to have, yeah, that makes her a government agent. Unless she's lying about all of it, but that seems like a weird fucking thing to lie about. She's not scum. It's hard not to believe it at this point. Hard not to believe it at this point. David from Making Law Simple says, why do all glowies look so gross? So true. So true. Oh, Robin Hood saying, who are these weirdo aunties? Well, there's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of them, if you've ever seen their names. Like Drama Llama, or Mama Llama, or whatever. There's a whole group of fucking losers that are in this whole anti-Karen Reed, anti-Turtle Boy universe. So it is very, very interesting what they do. Turtle Boy's videos are the links that are not showing up. Well, we're gonna get to some things here, guys. We're gonna get some things here. The evidence is on his own channel. Then why'd she have to mess with things? I mean, it's a little weird there. So, Obscure Destination Outdoors says, I remember when I wasn't a fan of Turtle Boy. I wasn't. Might have been on Local's channel, but he knows he wasn't. I wasn't. I've said this before. Initially, when I learned about Turtle Boy, it's because he was best friends with Chili DeCastro. And I think and I've tried to reach out to Turtle Boy about coming on. I think Turtle Boy might say at the time, Kate's a piece of shit and anybody who didn't like Kate was good enough for him. And I get that. But for the longest time, yeah, I thought the whole case was bullshit because Turtle Boy is involved. And I didn't believe Turtle Boy was credible. 100%. 100%. I've already admitted this multiple times. And then, yeah, at the beginning, I thought Turtle Boy had acted like a fucking retard with what he had done. Do I think he had broken the law? No, but did I think he gave the police free ammunition to use against them? Sure. But after really sitting down and looking through everything, yeah, I don't believe that anymore. And I've changed my opinion. I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to change my opinions because I'm going to admit when I'm wrong. Unless you guys don't want me to do that. I mean, I could be Destiny if you want, but I would like to think that when presented with evidence, I would change my position on things. So, yeah, there are some government dick suckers in here tonight. P-Dub says, how was court? Court went good today. Nobody went to jail. Everybody walked in, walked out. That's generally about as good as it gets. David said, I broke down his evidence 2 years ago when he was originally charged, and it's all bullshit. I agree. I still think he didn't help him. I think he unintentionally caused himself problems that he probably could have avoided. But I get that doesn't fit his style. He's going to do it his way. So we're going to get to this here. Sean used to suspect Pisco too. He learns. No, I still, yeah. I mean, at the time that I had to listen to him, and now it's like, yeah, well, I tried, because I don't have to sit there and I don't listen to every fucking word every fucking person says. No, once you have an opinion, you got to hold on to it forever. Oh, you're saying you just remember that about Turtle Boy and you've helped me not hate him so much. Well, I'm glad. Why does he call himself Turtle Boy? I think it's because he's from Worcester, Massachusetts, even though it's like Worcestershire, Massachusetts. And they have a like a sculpture in the town center, and it's like a kid riding a turtle. So Turtle Boy. I think that's where it comes from. Yeah. So there you go. There you go. So wash your sister. Yeah. Worcester, yes. Or Worcester. We call it, well, it would be pronounced Worcester here in Ohio. So all right, guys. All right. All right. So that said, we're gonna go through the hearing that was put on today. Anyways, we're gonna get started here. So let's take a look and see what's going on in this case and see where we are. Guys, we're gonna use the Young Jerks. Remember Mike Crawford over at the Young Jerks. He does a lot of coverage, and he has been running these, running them without commentary as they air. Then he goes back through and watches them later. So guys, if you haven't ever gone over to Mike, I know I've had Mike on before. I've been on Mike's show. Very nice guy, very, very good guy. Don't be afraid to stop by, tell him hi. Show him some support. He definitely would appreciate it. And we are going to get started on this. So here we go. We're going to switch over to this. And let's go. And it's about a half hour of burn time. So here we go. Here is the... Oh, my God. Here is the hearing starting. Here we go, guys.
When you're talking this way to the judge. It's my vacation. Sure. I know. You're taking away my advantages here. Sorry.
Continue voting on session. Turn off your cell phone, please.
For the record, before the court, numbers 4, 5, and 9, Commonwealth vs. Hayden Carney, 23 CR 313, 24 CR 43, and 25 CR 88. Carney is present. If the parties could please identify themselves for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Cosgrove for the Commonwealth.
Good afternoon. Okay. Timothy Bredel for the defendant, I bet.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
For the defendant.
How are you? I'm Mr. County.
Judge, this is my client.
So chat, just remember, we're not this isn't like the other courtrooms where the camera's going to bounce back and forth. You're going to have to listen to who's who. The guy who sounds like he's about to cry the whole time. This is Cosgrove. He is the special district attorney. Just like Hank Brennan, they had to bring in people from outside. And then you're going to hear Tim Bredel here. He's Turtle Boy's attorney. So here we go.
Can't hear you half the time when you're talking this way to the judge. It's my vacation. Sure. I know. You're taking away my advantages here. Sorry.
Continue voting on session. Turn off your cell phone, please.
For the record, before the court, numbers 4, 5, and 9, Commonwealth vs.
I don't know why my camera's doing that, chat. It's I don't know why it's doing that there. I think I'll turn off autofocus to see if that helps. We'll see if that changes anything. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I noticed that last night, and it's being a little ridiculous. Let's see if we can fix that. There we go, I think. There we go. We'll leave it at that. Let's see if we can go forward from here.
Hayden Carney, 23 CR 313, 24 CR 43, and 25 CR 88. Carney is present. If the parties could please identify themselves for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Cosgrove for the Commonwealth.
Good afternoon. Okay. Timothy Bredel for the defendant, I bet.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
For the defendant.
How are you? I'm Mr. County.
Judge, this is my client, Aiden Carney. In the middle.
Good afternoon. All right. What do we have today?
Well, we have a bit of an agenda here for you, Your Honor.
Go right ahead.
Can I go through?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Your Honor, we're back here on discovery issues that have been going on. As you know, the automatic discovery certainly is due at or before the pretrial conference, which was like over a year ago. And we've been going back and forth with this. And if you just peruse the docket, I'm not going to go through it because I know these kind of tedious discovery hearings are awful for everybody. But if you peruse the docket, you'll see all kinds of motions to compel. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Bederow. I'm
thank
sorry.
you.
I left.
Now, remember, chat, they've talked about this. We've had discovery for over a year and a half we've been demanding now, and we still don't have all of it. And the prosecutor keeps dicking around and fucking around with the case. I mean, it should be pretty straightforward, but for some reason, they can't get it to work. So, anyways, let's see what they got.
My notes. I took some notes.
No, that's okay. I appreciate you taking.
Yeah, and then I left it in the lobby. So.
We're willing to wait for you, Your Honor.
No, Mr. Summers went to get it. Takes good care of me. Mr. Bredel, go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. So if you peruse the docket, Judge, you'll see all kinds of motions to compel, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening. So putting the issue of, you know, whether it's an intentional thing or a, you know, just not getting it right kind of thing, nonetheless, we need these items. They're exculpatory. You know, if this was just regular discovery, I might ask for a ruling that the Commonwealth may not use certain items they haven't given us, but this is exculpatory stuff that we need. One of the most important highlights, Your Honor.
So I went through it. These are what my notes are. You want access to different items in a form that you can see on your computer, right?
Right. We can't open what we got.
You want something about somebody that's allegedly a government agent, right?
Yes.
You want digital copies of some documents. You want videos that were taken by the Commonwealth of the rolling rally. The Brady list, right?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. Go ahead. There's a whole host of items.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first thing, Judge, is that I don't know if you heard, but it was all over the media, but we got 4,000 blank pages after we were here last time when the Commonwealth said, oh, we gave them 5,000 pages. 4,000 were blank. And now the Commonwealth wants us to give back the thumb drive that has some things on it minus the.
Now, remember that, chat. They gave away, like, we've got 5,000 pages. Cosgrove had to have known at the time 4,000 of them were bullshit. There's no way he didn't know. There's no way he didn't know. Does the government not use PDFs? They do. But I mean, a 4,000 page PDF is huge. It might be a little too big to make. So it's a little bit much there. It's a little bit much there. Real quick, Kathy, your realtor in Jersey. Remember, guys, if you're in New Jersey, you need to buy, sell, lease, or do whatever you need to do with land and real estate in New Jersey. Kathy is your person to go to for $20. Says, happy 40th. Sorry I am late. Never late, and you guys are never late, and you never have to apologize for stuff like this. When you're wrong, chat, you're wrong. And I'll just tell you you're wrong. We'll just assume I'm always right. Kathy, thank you for being here. You don't have to apologize. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. And yeah, 40. It feels weird. Feels weird to think about. Feels weird to think about it that way. Still getting used to it. So anyways, let's keep going here, chat. Let's keep going. But now we're rehashing the discovery violations and the stuff that has not been surrendered. So let's keep going.
4,000 pages. So last time we gave something back, we never saw it again, and they still don't want to give it to us. And that's the Gattani extraction.
I read that.
The redacted extraction.
There's another motion, a pro se motion on that.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Judge.
No, go ahead.
So it's been like 9 months, and we don't have the redacted extraction that the Commonwealth promised me. I look back at my emails on July 9th, 2024, saying it would be ready for pickup. And it just never happened. So now they are apparently doing a 180 in their filing saying, go get it from your friends, Mr. Carney. And I don't really understand that. I don't think it's a serious response. And the Commonwealth owes us the discovery, the redacted discovery. And I ask that you order that forthwith.
Okay. Let me hear from Mr. Cosgrove on that.
All right. Many of these issues, Your Honor, I addressed in my filing. I have been working diligently to get Mr. Bradel the discovery, despite some obstacles. If Your Honor would be kind enough to go through the list that you just went through with Mr. Bradel one by one, I will respond to them individually.
Yeah. The Commonwealth video of the rolling rally?
All right. The Commonwealth has provided at least 2 copies of the video to the rolling rally. One of them in...
Now think about this, chat. Oh, I'm trying so hard. What does he sound like? He sounds like Lally in the Miles King case. I've been trying hard. Define, what does trying hard mean, Cosgrove? What does that actually mean you did? We don't know. We don't know what that actually means. This audio is brutal. It's not that, you guys, I know you guys are like, you expect pristine audio, but this isn't, trust me, this is far from dog shit. I know you guys have like expectations. This is not that bad. So, I know you guys don't like it, but come on now. Yeah, I love the Bostonian accent. It's so weird and rude, but not rude. Yes. But listen, he's like, well, I've already provided some of it, but not all of it. It's okay. Just keep listening to this.
In the format specifically requested by Mr. Kearney. The last time it was provided was, I think, about 6 months ago. The first I heard that he was having a problem with it was the motion that he filed on the last date. As I indicated to Your Honor in my filing, I had notified Mr. Bradel of dates that he could come over to the office and we would attempt to show him the video and resolve that, which was his suggestion in the first place.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading.
And I got no response.
Mr. Bradel, when are you going to go over to see Mr. Cosgrove and look at this?
So, Judge, that's a separate category, okay? I don't think, you know...
Let me start with this. When are you going to go over to Mr.
Cosgrove? We'll be happy to go over it. We're not concerned with that aspect of it. We're concerned with the stuff that they were supposed to give us. We can put that aside, the stuff that they tried to give us,
Right.
and it didn't work, you know, that it's not the right format. Nobody can open it short of Bill Gates. And, you know, that stuff, I'm confident with our team, there's some really good computer people on our team that can figure it out. And we've said to them, just do this, and they haven't done that. So if we...
Here's the thing, Chad. I practice in I practiced in a lot of areas in rural Ohio. And this idea of like having stuff that can't be opened or screwed with in the proper way, this just blows my mind. Once again, we are in suburban Boston in an office with a $16 million budget, and they still can't provide videos and formats you can read. This is fucking Bush League. This is pathetic. It's sad and pathetic. Why can't they make it work? Why can't they make this work? There's no excuse for this in 2025.
Mr. Cosgrove has said to you, come to the office.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah, we will, and that's not what this hearing is about as far as we're concerned. There's a ton of other stuff that doesn't require that.
That's fine. Go ahead, Mr. Cosgrove.
And the second item, Your Honor?
Let's see. I have the Brady list.
I had indicated to Mr. Bradel that I would provide that information 30 days before evidentiary hearing or trial, whichever came first.
I think, and then you said you'd give it to him by September 3rd in your memo?
Yes.
I'll order that. I'll order you to give it to him by September 3rd. So that takes care of that.
Notice what Cosgrove was going to do there. I'll give it to him right before we go to trial. But then he's like, wait, you said you could do it by September 3rd. Now you're ordered to do it. Let me guess. It's not going to be ready by fucking September 3rd. Let's, show of hands. Who thinks it's going to be ready by then?
What's next, Your Honor?
Okay. Let's see. We have, I think we get to then the, supposedly somebody working as a government agent.
Oh, that would be Catherine Peter, I believe.
Yeah. All right, so tell me about that.
Well, Catherine Peter is relevant basically to the Lindsay Gattani cases. She is a former employee, as I understand it, of Mr. Kearney. He and she had a falling out over issues that don't concern the Commonwealth long before this case was originated, and basically exchanged negative posts about one another.
So this critical person you're acknowledging, you admit has bias, and you're acknowledging she has bias. It's just brilliant. Listen to these men talk. Listen to this man talk. Yeah, guys, the FBI is not going to do anything. And yes, Aaron Hack, there was a SeaWorld in Aurora, Ohio. It has since closed, just like there was a Six Flags at Geauga Lake that is closed as well. Yes, it's painful to listen to him. It sounds like he's about to cry every second. Sounds like every second he's about to cry.
From time to time, she has emailed usually Lieutenant Tully.
No, I'm not interested in the specifics, but more so, I think in your filing that I have in front of me, you have replaced the defective thumb drive. Am I correct?
Yes.
Mr. Bredel, do you have that?
We do, Judge.
All right, so then that's taken care of.
Yes.
All right, great. All right, that's good. Provide.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then we go to the next one, which is a digital copy of all communications from District Attorney Morrissey to civilian witnesses. And it gives a list of names. And then it says that from Mr. Bredel's point of view, that the Commonwealth hasn't provided complete discovery. Go right ahead, Mr. Cosgrove.
Well, I don't know what he thinks he's missing, number one. Number two, what the Commonwealth is obligated to do under the rule is to provide statements of witnesses.
Yeah.
It's not obligated to provide the electronic information which may accompany it, any more than when it turns over a photograph. It's required to provide who the photographer was, that sort of information. I think that.
Or if they believe that the digital data has been manipulated, you do have an obligation to turn it over. Like, come on now. Come on now.
Information I have an inquiry in would be difficult to access and provide. The Commonwealth has spent literally days assembling statements of witnesses, which are voluminous because it includes all kinds of emails that the witnesses have made to the district attorney's office, and those have been harvested by means of electronic system called ETOS by using term searches, and then people have gone through them and screened them, and I have screened them for compliance with Rule 14, generously construed, and those have been turned over. I can conceive of certain situations where electronic information might be exculpatory, and I think that's an issue that can be raised on a
I'm pretty sure he's raising it right now.
Email by email basis. For example, if it were, if you had an email from somebody and their location at the time that they sent the email undid or provided an alibi or something like that, that would be exculpatory. It should be turned over. But in the ordinary course, all this does is provide information to the defendant that is irrelevant and is not required to be turned over. I think these are issues that can wait for a determination as we approach trial as to whether something is material and admissible.
Okay. Mr. Bradle?
I mean, this would sound great if you had provided all the other shit you were supposed to give previously. But you guys are a year and a half late on basic discovery. I don't think you're in a position to make these arguments right now, Cosgrove. Because all you guys do is fuck around, and it's getting retarded.
Can you comment on that?
Yes, Judge. So this is the metadata issue?
This is the individual, well, it's a digital copy of all communications from District Attorney Morrissey to civilian witnesses,
Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
and it lists a whole slew of people.
Sure. So, Judge, the Commonwealth in this case has been going to the mattresses, so to speak, to keep this stuff from us. And meanwhile, the employer of the special prosecutor has released a FOIA of these items, which, just to move ahead for a sec, the fact that they released all this stuff pretty much obliterates this Commonwealth's impoundment privacy argument. But while we've been going back and forth with all this court time with keeping things secret from the defense here, the district attorney's office released 4,000 text messages from Trooper Tully as a FOIA request to the general public, while we, as defendants in a criminal matter with constitutional rights attached, have got nothing. So it's out there, this FOIA request from the employer of the special prosecutor, but not from this special prosecutor. So in terms of the integrity of this stuff, we need the special prosecutor here to give us the items in the context of this case.
The 4,000 text messages, were they
Yes.
related to this case, Mr. Bradle, or related to other cases?
Well, it's relevant to the Reed matter, to our matter, it's all the same alleged victims. It's actually emails, not text messages. I'm
Okay.
sorry. But it's 4,000 pages of stuff that we've been wrangling back and forth about. Meanwhile, the district attorney's office releases them in a FOIA like a week ago. That has been bandied all over media while we've been trying to get this stuff for a long time.
Okay, let me
So
go to Mr.
yes, it's a good thing that we're getting it,
Yeah,
but we need the government in this case to give us what they are contending is that stuff.
let me just go to Mr. Cosgrove for a minute. Mr. Cosgrove, were you aware of that?
The short answer is no.
Yeah.
It's, I guess, part of the price of having an independent special prosecutor, Your Honor. I don't work out of the office. I haven't been to the office within the last 2 weeks, I think. So I was not aware of that. I was aware that 12 news organizations had filed FOIA requests for information in the Karen Reed case,
Sure.
but I wasn't aware of what particularly had been released.
But isn't it a little weird that all the FOIA shit come out and you're like, well, I just don't know what to do. I'm plumb retarded. I'm just a simple special assistant. No, this is horse shit. If it was FOIA-able, that means you could have done it too. That means you had it within your power. You fucking shitheel. Absolute shitheel. Then real quick, Goblin Hunter says, I imagine Cyrax is having a field day right now. I'm sure he's living high on life. And then Maddie here says, I have a long form video dropping on the Cyrax versus Marty fight soon, including pre-fight talk footage, 911 calls, and 3 police reports, and the post-fight press conference. Maddie, type out your name in the channel, so we'll post that. We'll give you some love on here, all right? But yes, just think about this. You know, these people did FOIA requests. And, you know, fuck prosecutors, no offense, Sean. I'm not a prosecutor anymore, so I'm all good. But think about this. Think about this. Turtle Boy and his attorney, Tim Bradle, are saying, give us documents. Well, is Cosgrove's answer. In the meantime, fucking Morrissey's office just dumps them on the internet. God, that would piss me off. Like, Michael Morrissey made you look like a bitch, Cosgrove. You got made to look like a bitch. He hasn't been in the office for 2 weeks, so he doesn't know about any of this. Yeah, because There is no such thing as fucking phones or emails. Yeah, this is just, yeah, guys. Anyways, let's keep going here. Let's keep going.
I'll look into that.
Okay.
I will say that when Mr. Bredel says he's received nothing, that is flatly untrue.
Okay. All right.
I agree, Judge. We got about 200 and something pages out of what was supposed to be 5,000. And
So
then,
I remember the last time we were here, Mr. Cosgrove, you had said that there were 5,000 pages, or some large amount of pages. I'm not going to say 5, it might have been 3.
It was about 5,000. I think it was 4,700 and something.
Okay. Was some of that blank, or?
Well, the only information I have with respect to that was a letter from Mr. Bederow that arrived 5 days later complaining that...
Notice he doesn't even know what's in his fucking discovery he handed out. That's his answer. I don't even know what I gave the defense. That's the answer right there. The fact he couldn't say yes, Your Honor, 80% of it was bullshit. He doesn't even fucking know what he gave. Yes. Ag says, here's Maddie's channel. Well, there you go. Antimatter Morty. Well, there you go, guys. Give him a look and take a look at that if you guys want to see some stuff about Cyrax, the warrior poet of Akron, Ohio. But think about this. Cosgrove won't even admit or know what he did. Yes, it's detestable. He should be, yes, he shouldn't be doing this. It's his job. He's responsible for it. And let's rewind that, you know.
I have with respect to that was a letter from Mr. Bederow that arrived.
And he can't claim, oh, I'm not in charge of the people handing out discovery. You're in charge of this case. You are in charge of the discovery.
5 days later, complaining that the bulk of those pages were blank. I do not know why they would be. I haven't been able to figure out why they would be. As a result of that letter, I went back to the DA's office and sat down with one of their electronics people and had them make an entire new copy off of my laptop. And I actually added a little material that had come in since.
Basically, here's a whole ream of paper.
Prosecutors in the Reed case, but the bulk of it was the same 5,000 pages. I then went through that personally with the electronics person sitting by my side and assured that each and every page was reproduced on the copy that I sent to the defendant. So,
have you sent that to Mr. Bredel or Mr. Bederow?
I've sent it to Mr. Bredel, and I'm informed that he's got it. So I'm not.
So what is why was one of these why was it? And here's the thing: with a PDF, generally the whole thing's corrupted and unreadable, or the whole thing is readable. You don't get this like half thing of like blank pages. So why were there a bunch of blank pages? It sounds like these are two separate discovery dumps. Why are there two separate discovery dumps like this? And one of them is just full of horse shit. You found 4,000 pages. What else did you find? What else is out there that hasn't been discovered? This is the problem when the prosecutor starts fucking around. If they don't know what they've got, how do we know that we've got everything we need? This is where it happens. This is where it happens. Yeah, Lally pulled this bullshit during the Karen Reed trial. Yeah. Robinson's delivered hard copy. That still doesn't mean anything. How do we know that everything's there? Because he gave us one that was full of blank pages. So how do we know what we've got? We don't. We don't know at this point. Seller says, show it in court right now. We'll see. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So. But he was gone 2 weeks. Cut him some swag. Yes. And yes, well, guys, remember, it's just this one office in Massachusetts we're still dealing with. All the same office. I have never fucking heard of a prosecutor's office acting like this in my state, guys. This is fucking ridiculous. Yes. But, Judge, if we send him everything, we're going to lose. Yes. And if the problem's an elderly boomer prosecutor, oh well. Not my fucking problem, not Turtle Boy's problem. That's who they picked.
Quite sure why we're still talking about it.
Got it yesterday, Judge.
All right.
So haven't been able to go fully through it.
Oh, there you go. I gave it to him the day before the hearing. So yes, Tim Bradl's allowed to say that, like, he's like, well, I gave it to you, like the morning of the hearing, the day before. Do you expect him to go through 5,000 fucking pages in a day, Cosgrove? If the shoe was on the other foot, he'd be screaming bloody fucking murder. Once again, scumbags.
Yeah, no, sure.
It supports all sorts of other things that we're here for as well.
All right, but you did get it, okay.
Yes.
All right, then the next thing would be, the next thing I see, and Mr. Bredel didn't think this was much of an issue, was the video of the Commonwealth surveillance from the rolling rally. Has that been?
I think we addressed that, Your Honor.
We can go to the office, and I'm sure that.
Yeah, okay, so that's fine. So that takes care of that,
Yep,
that's
thank
good.
you.
And then,
Okay. Judge, before we move on, I don't want you to go too far off of this. So I know it's tempting to think that these 4,000 blank pages is the same thing as the 4,000 FOIA. They're different. So the first thumb drive thing with the 4,000 blank pages has been remedied, okay? But the FOIA thing that should have been given to us has never been given to us, but they're responding to FOIAs about it to everybody but Mr. Carney. So
I
it's
get
like,
that, but Mr. Cosgrove says he's gonna look into that, and I'm sure he'll give it to you.
okay, so I just didn't want you to think that was the same
No,
4,000.
no, I
Coincidentally,
didn't
it's
think
different.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
Okay.
All right, I didn't think that. All right, then I think it's just am I correct, Mr. Bredel? Is that the list, or are there more?
There is more, Judge.
Yeah, tell me the rest.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
sure. So within the thumb drive, the thumb drive that was just remedied and given to us, there's all sorts of attachments, and we have a disagreement about this. There's all sorts of attachments from Ms. Peter to the state trooper team and Mr. Mello, I believe it was. I don't think Mr. Cosgrove was on the case then, where Ms. Peter is repeatedly providing attachments of things to the state troopers, and she's literally working on videos for the state troopers that were exhibits in the grand jury.
Let me just hold on for a second. Mr. Cosgrove, is that part of the 5,000 pages?
Yes.
All right, so then there, you got it at least.
I wish I could say we did have it.
Yeah.
If you hit the attachment, you get that message saying nothing's there. I printed out a few of them, but I'm sure you can just take my word for it, Judge. It says no attachment, nothing found, et cetera, et cetera. They don't come up.
So that's a technical issue. I'm sure you can figure that out.
So I think
Is it a technical issue? Who's saying hello? That was weird. Is it a technical issue, or is it the prosecutor being fucking scumbags again? Little hard to say, because the prosecutor's also been acting like scumbags lately.
it's worse. I think it's actually a lot. Sorry, just.
Over again. He says you are good to go.
Yes. All right. I'll see you shortly.
Okay.
Thank you very much. See you in a minute. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi.
So, Your Honor, it's actually,
What is Zoom?
it's actually a lost evidence
Yeah, that's
issue,
wondering
Your
what
Honor.
the
It's not a, oh, gee, we can't open it.
I was wondering where the fuck that came from. But yes, this is true. This is now an evidentiary issue. This isn't just a technical problem. This is a great point by Bradel. How do we know what the fuck they're doing if they don't know what they're doing?
Issue is gone. I think they lost the evidence. And for whatever reason, the attachment has been taken away on the other end, okay? So this is a real bit of prejudice and a distinct bit of harm to the defense that Ms. Peter, who is a government agent, who's provided, and we'll get to this.
Let me just ask Mr. Cosgrove before you go into all that.
Sure.
Mr. Cosgrove, to the best of your knowledge, has that been turned over to Mr. Bredel and Mr. Bederow?
Has what been turned over?
Has any of the attachments that Mr. Bredel was just referred to?
Depending on what the attachment is, some of the attachments are visible simply by clicking on it. Others that specifically Mr. Bederow has inquired about, to the extent that I can resurrect them, I have sent them along to him and will continue to do that. I haven't worked my way entirely through his letter. But what happened, Your Honor, is this. Lieutenant Tully, who was the recipient of most of these, has the practice of not clicking on unsolicited links that are sent to him on email, so he doesn't access them. Now, if someone is...
But it's the fucking evidence they used to convict, like an indictment. This isn't like hot young dudes in your area. This is shit from Kate Peter. These aren't just random emails.
Sending him a reference to something that is online, he may check with that person and ask the person, where can I find it online? And then he will go himself and look for it online. For example, Mr. Kearney's YouTube presentations that were introduced to the grand jury. All of those were things that Lieutenant Tully found himself online. He may have been pointed to them by Ms. Peter. He may have been pointed to them by one of the alleged victims.
How do we know Lieutenant Tully fucking lies and has gotten in trouble and got disciplined? How do we know he's telling the truth? We don't.
Victims who complained about them may have been pointed to them by multiple sources, but he never clicked on whatever it was that was sent, in part because he's working off a computer system, an office computer system, and there's caution about infecting it with unsolicited links. So these were never accessed, in effect, by the Commonwealth. If the links are now dead, we've never seen them. The links are dead, presumably because you
guys never investigated the links? You didn't just double check to see whatever his Kate sent you was correct? Like, you just kind of like fucking half-ass your way through things? Like, doesn't make much sense to me. Doesn't make much sense here. This doesn't sound like a very thorough investigation.
Whoever sent them took them off the internet. So
this would be some text from somebody with a link to a video or something else. And so you'd have the text, but not what the attachment is?
You'd have the text, you'd have a link to a video.
I get it. Okay.
You click on the link now and nothing happens. Whether if Lieutenant Tully had clicked on the link 6 months or a year or 18 months, it would have taken him somewhere. Probably would, but he didn't.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Mr. Bradle.
A couple of things, Your
Go
Honor.
ahead.
A bit of a red herring to kind of suggest that, oh, some crazy person from the internet is sending me something and I don't want to look at it. That's not this. This is a government agent, Catherine Peter, sending them stuff.
Exactly. This is like your number one source, your confidential informant that you're using. This isn't some fucking rando. Are you now saying your confidential source isn't trustworthy? Sounds like it a little bit. Sounds like it a little bit, just a little bit.
That she's working with them. And you know, you mentioned an evidentiary hearing the other day, Judge. I think we should have an evidentiary hearing on this discovery stuff. Let's bring in Mrs. Peter and let's find this stuff because this is important stuff, and I'll tell you why in a second. But this isn't some unknown person. This is someone who repeatedly emails the state police and Mr. Mello, so in other words, and the government and the prosecution and the Commonwealth, and is actively assisting the Commonwealth, providing links to certain things. So they're gone. And so let me just jump ahead. One of the things that's missing is Ms. Peter and we know this from the new emails that we got last night, Ms. Peter changed the titles of Mr. Carney's shows that were these 4-hour shows, Your Honor, that had innocent titles, like, you know, for example, Karen Reed case, where's Michael Proctor? Amiri King wants to fight Turtle Boy, Canton updates, Anti-Bev Canoni out of control. So it's a title that encapsulates a 4-hour show. That was his work. Ms. Peter changed those titles, provided it to the Commonwealth, told Lieutenant Tully in the emails that we have about changing the titles, so they knew. And then they put those titles in as exhibits. We found this out, of course, after the McCarthy-Odell motion. And these titles are different. These titles are very incriminatory, and they suggest they impact Mr. Carney's alleged intent to intimidate witnesses. The titles were all changed, and I can proffer up a spreadsheet of the actual titles and then what she changed them to in these attachments that, oh, gee, now we can't open them. So do the math on that, if I may approach, Sean.
Yes, sure. Thanks, Tom.
And so we have now learned that we have a grand jury that was listening to these video clips with titles like, you know, I'm going to kick Colin Albert's ass. And that's just me paraphrasing, but nasty titles. Give me another copy of this one. Yeah. Trying to destroy Colin's life. The actual title is Commonwealth tells more lies about John O'Keefe's GPS data. That's his real title. And these were suggested to be Mr. Carney's expressions with.
Oh, buddy. Oh, so she's fucking with the things that she sends in. Why are we doing that? Yes, why is all this weird evidence getting submitted? You know, if she's submitting things that are wrong, why you have relying on her? At all. Yes, hashtag free Turtle Boy, yes. They say Miss Peter, yes. Just Sashiko Girl says, Focus Strip got a kick out of your comment there, big based boss. I just thought it's funny he's in prison. I'm like, well, how big a shit? What's the biggest thing you had to keister for your white supremacist gang? Not Focus Strip being in it, but he had on a guy who was a guy who'd been to prison on his show tonight. But thank you, that's hilarious. Yes, it's links to files on a personal Google Drive that were deleted when the deceit was discovered. I know. Why did they have to be put on a Google Drive? Why couldn't you just do the YouTube links? It's almost like that may have been manipulated. You don't say. You don't say. I agree with you, Patty. 100%. Yes, a Cosgrove literally used the fake titles in his July motion. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, of course, would be used as his bad intent. And they're false, and they're lies, and they were done, and we know this from the emails, from this Catherine Peter person.
Yeah, but so what does this have to do with?
So these are attachments that we can't open. There's an example of attachments that are exculpatory and incriminatory to the Commonwealth.
He's correct. The government has these documents the government has in their emails. Well, there's stuff we can't check anymore. We don't even know what the fuck it is. Although we know that it's likely Kate Peter having fucked with things. But, Tully says he didn't look into it. Tully's a fucking liar. How do we know they didn't touch those? We don't. There's no chain of custody. There's loose ends that have not been sorted out yet. And we can't get to them.
That we can't even open. So
these YouTube, so on the side of the document where it has the link, your allegation
right.
is that you can't open up any of these.
No, I'm sorry. That's if you wanted to see for yourself. But the other two columns are what Ms. Peter made those titles.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And then the regular
Yeah, no,
title.
she changed.
Yeah, and that was
This
used,
document, she changed.
that was published to the grand jury as Mr. Carney's work. And it was even argued in Mr. Cosgrove's, one of his recent filings, he argued that, about how these things are so aptly titled, is what he wrote. You may remember that. And this is all false evidence.
Okay.
So, you know, this
They're looking for us to do with it, though.
I'm looking to ask to take you up on your offer to have a hearing on an evidentiary hearing where we bring these people in and we get to the bottom of how Ms. Peters' work for the Commonwealth went. And that also impacts, and see, this is all interrelated, Judge. We want Attorney Mello on the stand for this too, because he's the one that presented this false evidence
File a motion
to the grand
for all
jury.
this. I'll take a look at whatever you file, but I think we're kind of getting off track a little bit in terms of what the
Yep.
Commonwealth owes you. That's what I'm concerned.
Okay, I know, I hear what you're saying on that
Yeah.
issue, but we did file a motion to disqualify Mello, who's been, you know, not able allegedly to be here, but he can be on Zoom. Whenever there's a hearing where Mr. Carney's bail might get revoked, he's right on the Zoom watching. But, you know, that's another thing we'd like to do here today is ask the court to schedule an evidentiary hearing on
Gotta write a motion.
No, we did, Judge, I filed two.
For an evidentiary hearing? Is it
Yeah.
a new one?
Yes, on motion to disqualify. We have two pending. In fact, Judge Rayburn, I believe it was, set the hearing, and he alleged that he was sick and couldn't come, and it's been in abeyance forever. So we have, Judge. I don't want to, you know,
When
bury
did
the
I talk
court.
to you, Mr. Cosgrove?
Sure.
So there you go, chat. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Yeah, the judge is starting to come around. Yeah. Well, guys, remember, judges sweep. That's what they do. The judges sweep. That's what they do, guys. You know, judges have a, you know. So, and then one more chip. This is Luke saying this sounds more like a Youngblood issue, you guys. Yes, Youngblood is a case. It's Arizona v. Youngblood, and the Supreme Court ruled that, you know, if the state fails to preserve potentially useful evidence, it's not a due process violation unless there was bad faith. And in Youngblood, it involved the government losing evidence of blood and other DNA things that have been lost and that have been tampered with. You know, and some of it was unable to be done. And, you know, there was the issue of, well, would this have exonerated the guy? And it sounds like it might have, and that it was not properly done. They said that, you know, unless there's bad faith, like, you know, them just incompetence, oopsie poopsie, that's okay. Which, no, I mean, once again, this is where you hold the government accountable and say, sorry, if you fuck up, this is what's going to happen. And then guess what when you do that? Guess what happens when you do that? The next time around, the government does it correct. When the government knows they can get away with shit, they'll get away with shit. Because it's a bad faith to go, oh, well, I didn't try hard enough. Don't know. The judges are Jannies. A lot of judges are. A lot of judges are. Yeah, this is 100% deliberate. So let's keep going.
So you see, Judge, how everything's interrelated. And with respect to the disqualification issue, this is another issue where Mello's involved in this, what we would contend is a conspiracy to put false evidence in front of the grand jury that we figured out. And it was used and argued it was a misrepresentation of Mr. Carney's intent. Because when you would put a title like that on something.
So this is what I'm trying to get you back to, though, Mr.
All right, go ahead, Judge.
What do you need? What else do you say that Mr. Cosgrove has as the special prosecutor that he hasn't turned over to you? We went through that list of items. I just want to get you back on track.
Sure, okay. So, Judge, there's a November 1st email that we can't get the links off of that, and that's important. If I could just have one moment.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. Hold on. All right, we're just gonna take this quiet.
That's the exact email with the links to this, fake links to this that we can't open. And
Okay.
it's not a thing like, it's not a thing where, oh, well, let's go back to the office and fix it. It literally says, Google Docs, it says, sorry, the file you have requested does not exist. So it's gone.
Okay.
So why did this person make it go away? And I think we know why, but that's why I want to ask you for that hearing too. But, so we want the government to, in writing, tell us what links they have and what links, where did they go? We want them to respond in writing to why there's lost evidence.
Okay, let me just talk to Mr.
They have what we have, and they can figure out where they went to the same extent that the Commonwealth can. The Commonwealth has not deleted any links.
All right, I'll take that under advisement. What else you got?
The Commonwealth is not. Are you sure? How sure are you of that, Cosgrove? We haven't deleted any links. You don't even know what's been turned over. That is a very, very strong statement. How do you know what's happening there? No Clyde. I'll grab Clyde in a second. He's busy hanging out with 2.0. Can they subpoena Google to find out who deleted those files and when? At some point, sure, but right now, the point is I shouldn't have to do that. The issue is, has the government done something illegal? So. Yes. And Silver Smurfer says, even Ryan Cannell could get 500 viewers. LawTube's doing great, eh? I mean, I think we're doing good. I mean, you're here. So, no comment, because I haven't complained this whole stream. Oh, well, there we go. My guess is Kate deleted them. Oh, I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure she did. She's just fucking retard. And the prosecutor's office is full of fucking retards.
It says, Judge, literally, the files have been deleted.
Okay.
It doesn't say they've been deleted by the Commonwealth.
So would the court consider?
Well, then who deleted them? You think the Commonwealth would like to figure out who fucked with these things? Why isn't the Commonwealth doing, that investigatory shit, It's like Goose told Maverick, come on, do some of that pilot shit. It's like, look at Tully. Come on, do some of that detective shit.
Ordering the Commonwealth to, we'll tell them what links we can't open. And they need to give some sort of an explanation why this is lost evidence.
Why don't you give us a list of the links that can't be opened?
All right, thank you.
And send it to Mr. Cosgrove. And Mr. Cosgrove, but just ask perhaps if you give us an explanation as to why they can't be opened.
Sure, I will give you an explanation. I will consult with our experts,
Yeah.
but I can almost guarantee, Your Honor, that the explanation is going to be that whoever is at the other end of the link removes the content.
That very well might be it, but I think if it was in writing, it would probably be the best.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that, Your Honor.
That's great. What else, Mr. Brady? What else?
So, Judge,
Wow, it sounds like Cosgrove is saying the quiet part out loud there. Wow. Real quick, guys, get you a Clyde break. Hi, Bubber. Hi, Clyde boy. What's up, buddy? Hello. You want to talk? But yeah, you don't need an expert. My guess is they were deleted by whoever's had them. Thank you for telling us that Kate deleted them. It's really nice you said the quiet part out loud. Yeah, he was sleeping. He was laying down. Look at him. He's giving a big yawn. A big stretch. Yes, guys, that is yeah, this it's very clear what they're doing. It's very clear what they're doing. If permissions were changed, it would say they need to be requested. The shit was purposely deleted. I agree. He's a sleepy boy. He always gets. He's a dog. All dogs are almost always sleepy. A dog can fall asleep like anywhere. What you think, Bubba? Huh? He's like, I'm not amused, fat man. I'm not amused. Put his ears down. So, anyways, let's keep going. Just listen to this bullshit, though. So, yes, Kate Peter did tamper with evidence.
We talked about the Gitani redacted extraction, excuse me. So can I get a copy of that? We don't have it. We've been looking for it for 9 months. Can you order?
What is it, the redacted?
The redacted extraction.
Okay.
Of her phone.
But you have.
Remember, chat, Lindsay Gitani is the lying whore! The lying whore! The whore! That tried to get Turtle Boy put in jail and succeeded for a little while. Because she's a lying whore. And I'll keep saying all of that because Turtle Boy's not on here and he doesn't have to worry about it. Lindsay Gitani's a whore! A lying whore! Yes! Got felted in court, too, by the way, recently. By Turtle Boy, so. But yes, Lindsay Gitani, the lying whore.
The document at one point in time.
We had it. Judge Krupp ordered us to destroy it and give it back, which we did.
Yeah.
And just 9 months ago, we never got it back.
The redaction back.
Right.
Okay. Mr. Cosgrove.
I object.
Okay. Tell me why.
Well, there's a long history on this, Your Honor, and I went into it in one of my memoranda at length. In the original course, the Commonwealth and the defense entered into an agreement that they would return the original extraction and that we would provide them with a redacted version limited to those things that we felt they were entitled to under Rule 14.
Okay, so you were remember, they're asking for a redacted thing. You're like, and yeah, we agree. I object. We were going to promise them something. Now, what's he going to say? I haven't heard this yet, but I know he's going to say, we decided they're not entitled to anything, probably. Let's see.
Asked Lieutenant Tully to prepare that. He did that. I sent Mr. Bederow a notice. I don't recall when, but the date is in my memorandum saying it's available at the office. Come over, pick it up, or let us know how you want to get it. And I believe I also indicated that there was some additional material on the thumb drive with that extraction. Mr. Bederow never picked it up. In the meantime, came back to court for various.
Okay, he didn't come pick it up. Did you ever, like, go grab it from the office and come into court and be like, hey, bro, that thing you wanted, here you go? Like, if prosecutors really want to cover their bases, I know prosecutors I've dealt with, where they will handle evidence to you in court. Your Honor, I've handed him the thumb drive, here we go. Or they do it because that, you claimed it didn't happen, and they're like, look, here's proof it happens. So this is just horseshit. Horseshit. Can you object to an objection? Yeah, well, you can't really object to it, but you can say, Your Honor, this is nonsense. But yeah, they could have noticed they've been in court how many times? They could have gotten, hey, Bradle, here, you fucking tard. Here's your thing. It dropped it on the table. So just listen to it. Listen to this shit.
Reasons that are, I believe, still presently impounded, although I believe Mr. Kearney referred to them on one of his YouTube shows. For various reasons, Mr. Bradle indicated that he needed to keep the original thumb drive. Those reasons were unrelated to any issues in this case, but I was persuaded that he should be able to do that, at least temporarily. We struck an agreement with respect to the use of that thumb drive, and there was a subsequent reduction of that, or a modification of that, to writing at Mr. Bredow's request that was endorsed by the court. And then in the Commonwealth's view, which the defense, I believe, still disputes, Mr. Kearney immediately went out and violated those restrictions. So I then filed a motion in front of Judge Krupp requesting an order that the thumb drive be returned. Now, at that point, Your Honor, the defense had the full unredacted thumb drive in its possession, custody.
You're not, this is all bullshit filler. We're not talking about the unredacted. We're talking about the redacted one. Okay, so what happened to the redacted one? Tell us, Cosgrove, why don't they have the redacted copy?
And control for some 9 months. Mr. Kearney had publicly stated on his YouTube presentations that he had provided the contents, a duplicate of the contents of that thumb drive to any number of other people. But the physical thumb drive was ordered returned by Judge Krupp, and it was returned. In the meantime, the defendant had been presenting what I would consider to be various material irrelevant to the case, designed to embarrass and humiliate Ms. Gattani. There was a reference, for example, to her DoorDash orders. There was the defendant picking out a phone number more or less at random and said, well, here's a number that she apparently calls a lot. Let's see who. Okay,
like we get it. We get it. You had reasons to redact it. We get it. We get it. Okay. Why didn't you give them a copy yet?
This is, and calling out the number live and dialing it live on his YouTube show. There was a reference to
God, if I was Bredel, I said, Your Honor, why didn't he give us the thing I'm asking for? I'm not asking for the preamble. We're not arguing about that. We're arguing about the redacted version only. This is where Bredel should be getting involved. This is just fucking asinine.
Husband's daughters, if I have it correctly, and what they thought of Miss Gattani, so forth and so on. Judge Krupp allowed that motion at a provision that I agreed to, but I think was initially suggested by Mr. Bredel. The defense was allowed 2 weeks before they turned the thumb drive over, or approximately that amount, to take notes on anything they thought was relevant on the thumb drive, and then it was returned. As far as I'm concerned, they had it. They had an opportunity to examine it. I assume they did examine it. If they have time to go into the kind of trivia and side roads that Mr. Kearney went on to. I don't think at this point that the Commonwealth has an obligation to jump through further hoops and reprovide them with a different version.
All right, I'll take that under advisement.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You had to redact it, and now you're like, well, I don't have to give it to him anymore because they could have looked at it. You told him to give it back. You cried and moaned and pissed and shit yourself that they have to give it back. And now they want a redacted copy and you won't give it to them. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. I mean, I got nothing, chat. This is what I'd love to tell you, like, okay, this is normal or what? No, this is all a fucking joke. I got nothing. I got nothing, chat. Don't ask me for legal analysis there. I got nothing for you. I got nothing for you. I don't.
May I be heard on that, Judge?
I think you already were. But I'll give you 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah, Judge, there's no violation.
That's his way of saying, fuck you, I'm not going to side with you here. But let's see what Bredel says. I'm hoping he hits a home run here.
If there was a violation by my client, I say bring it on. There's never been an allegation of a violation. If there was a violation, this Commonwealth would have done something about it. There was never a violation. They agreed to give it back. We don't have it. We were allowed to take note of it, but we were ordered by Judge Krupp to destroy it and not have any of it until we got the redacted one back.
Let me ask you this. Did you have it for 9 months?
Yes.
Thereabouts?
Yes.
Did you have a chance to look at it?
Yes, we looked at it, but we were told to destroy it. We don't have any evidence from it. It's destroyed. We were told, ordered by Judge Krupp to destroy it. We need another copy of it. We need the extracted copy of it.
You need the
Right.
redacted copy.
Hey, we're happy to take the redacted copy,
That's
of course.
fine. All right, under advisement.
All
What
right,
else
thank
you got, Mr. Bredel?
Now, you know what? I guarantee you if Bredel had it for 9 months, Cosgrove, you guys better not fuck around because I guarantee you Tim Bredel took notes on everything in that fucking phone. I guarantee you they looked through fucking everything. So if you try to hide something, they're going to say, well, I took notes and in this folder, there's actually extra files that are exculpatory. So this is a trap that I think Tim Bredel is set now, which well played indeed. But yeah, Bredel's like, just give us the shit you wanted to give us. And that's a very good point too. They scream and cry every fucking time Turtle Boy does something and they didn't do anything this time, which yeah, a little weird there.
So
Patty says, I either peeked ahead or I'm very smart. I haven't peeked ahead at all. I'm watching this live with you guys. I'm not gone ahead. It's just no. Tim Bredel. I'm probably not as good an attorney as Tim Bredel is, but and I will say this much for Turtle Boy, he is blessed to have such retarded and incompetent enemies and people opposing him, because even somebody retarded like me, 105 IQ could figure out what Cosgrove's trying to do. And you can anticipate it.
just have one moment, please.
Yeah, no, take your time.
Judge, impoundment. As I alluded to earlier, the fact that the sovereign of the special prosecutor here has already released much of the items the government here is trying to keep private, I think it's completely...
Are these impounded or under a protective order?
Judge, I would say that I don't think it matters, Judge.
I think legally it does, doesn't it?
Well, it's a similar examination, Judge, okay? It's a protective order. Things are impounded by either a judicial order keeping judicial documents private, or you could say, and I think the parlance is that if something is under a protective order, it's impounded from view from people.
Right.
So I think it's just sort of a parlance issue. I think, frankly, the government was splitting hairs when it was trying to say that.
But you have all the documents, right? Everything that's under a protective order, you have as the county's lawyer.
Judge, we have the documents that are under protective order, because as I alluded to last time, we're sort of under the gun of having to agree to it to get them, and we need these documents. So at the time, but this is a serious deprivation of the public's rights to know, Judge. The public is the victim here, and these are documents that are kept private for no good reason. Whether it's, you want to call it an impoundment or a protective order, there's no legal basis for it, Your Honor. As I said last time, things that show government malfeasance.
What's the basis for a protective order, though? We were discussing that today. Do you have any case law that you could point to on exactly what it is that the government, the hoops that they have to jump through to get a protective order?
This is interesting. This judge is very much, this judge, I think, you guys may not like him at times, but he's sitting here saying, how the fuck did you guys get a protective order anyway? Notice, that's his way of saying, I don't like hit. That's his way of saying, I wouldn't have granted half this shit from the start. And this is the one thing I still don't understand in Massachusetts, how you can have different judges on the same case. Like, one judge should touch the case. Because otherwise you get these judges saying, I don't understand how the fuck this happened. But that is the morass of shit you see in Massachusetts right now. So,
Judge, I filed 8 pages on it last time.
Yeah, but what's give me some of the cases that you think are the most important.
So,
because that was actually something we were working on today, trying to.
Well, Judge, the first order of business on that is that the burden's on the Commonwealth here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So,
I agree.
you know,
Maybe I should ask that question to Mr. Cosgrove. But I'll ask it to you first, and then I'll go to Mr. Cosgrove, because the burden is on the Commonwealth. I agree with that. But these protective orders are already in place. So I understand you have the constitutional argument that you and Mr. Bederow have profit about the public's right to know. I get that part. But just in terms of a practical.
Thank you.
Yeah.
1 second, please, Your Honor.
Yeah. No, take your time.
So, Judge, paragraph 3 of my filing last time, Aidan Carney's motion to release case documents from impoundment. Paragraph 3, New England Internet Cafe, LLC versus Clerk of Superior Court, Suffolk County, 462 Mass 76. Public has a right of access to judicial documents and a right to understand and observe the operation and work of the judicial branch. They're presumptively public documents. There's a common law right of access to judicial records. So that's sort of that's where we start, is that these records need to be in the public's view. And so the burden is on the government to say why. And then just to carry through, just going to allude to what I said last time, is that when there's corruption or malfeasance, embarrassment, that's not a reason to hide documents from the public. That's a reason to show the documents to the public of the government's missteps. And in this case, there's been a lot of them. And that's really what the government is saying, like, oh, we can't have Mr. Proctor's emails because there's a safety issue. You know, there's always a safety issue. It's either children or a safety issue. There's no safety issue. There's no children involved. It's just embarrassment. He's well on record to show all sorts of horrible things that he's said in his texts or emails or wherever. But and so the idea that we're going to hide any more of it is ridiculous. And the other issue, Judge, is that of the ones that we get, there's never the full story. There's like one screenshot of someone's text, and then there's no responses. There's no, there's just a one little thing that they hope we're going to look at and be satisfied with. There's never any context to this stuff. So that's another discovery aspect.
Let me give the floor to Mr. Cosgrove then about the protective orders. I agree with your filings, Mr. Cosgrove, that these are protective orders as opposed to impounded. So I'll start with that.
All right, Your Honor. And let me just say, as I previously indicated, the release of certain public records is new to me. If Mr. Bederow wants to go through the public records that were released and compare them with the material that is presently under protective order and identify any of those particular things, I'm happy to assent to their release from the protective order, because obviously if they're out there, they're out there, and the protective order isn't really serving any purpose as to those particular materials. Now, with that said, in terms of cases, Your Honor, I would direct Your Honor's attention to the case law in particular cited on page 2 and 3 of my brief that talks about the validity of discovery orders in terms of discovery protective orders as opposed to things that are actually documents filed with the court. I think that's the pertinent case law to direct you to.
Okay.
I would also, Your Honor, like to direct you, if I could, to a YouTube presentation, which is essentially a commentary on the opposition I filed. Mr. Kearney did about an hour and 10 minutes of his own commentary on my filing. It's in YouTube episode 795, entitled
Okay, but he's not in charge of making the filing here. Let's go. Come on, get to it. Let's get to it, Cosgrove.
I'll leave it to the defense to correct me if I get the title wrong. Cosgrove gets frisky. What happened on the Cape? Twitter shenanigans. And if you start at about 141 at that presentation, and if you can stand it, Your Honor, follow through to about 350, you'll hear Mr. Kearney's explanation as to what he wants these matters released for. And I would characterize his comments somewhat tendentiously as saying, apart from some quibbles about whether I got the titles of his YouTube shows correctly, Mr. Kearney's response is, everything Cosgrove says I want to do with these documents is exactly what I want to do, and so what?
Okay.
All right. Well, Judge, if you look at my filing, there's about 35 cases in there that talk about all this stuff dead on point. And there's no turtle boy exception to the First Amendment, okay? Everybody out there has got this stuff, and Mr. Kearney is not allowed to look at it or use it. It's ridiculous. Every journalist on Twitter is citing this stuff, and he's got to sit here. The guy that broke half of the stuff in the Karen Reed case, he's got to sit here and not touch it and not do anything. It's ridiculous. It's totally abhorrent. And
so these 400 things that were released on the FOIA request,
4,000.
4,000. Wow. Do you have a copy of those?
Everybody's got a copy of those.
Yeah.
I don't have a copy, Your Honor, but I assume I could get it.
I'm not surprised.
Yes.
Perhaps.
And that's what we have. Cosgrove's pussy. Cosgrove got a little sand up his puss. And he couldn't flush it out. And he got aggravated. You know, Turtle Boy Smart, just keep on fucking hammering Cosgrove and he'll fucking break. Among other things.
I know it's voluminous, but
We can give you a link, Judge. It's easy. It's nothing.
okay.
You like a link?
Yeah, that's fine. If you could just maybe write it out.
No problem.
All right. Do we have anything else?
We do, Judge. I'm sorry.
What else we got?
Spot here today.
I just would like to make one more submission.
Yeah, go right ahead.
With respect to the issue that we're on. One of the points that I made, Your Honor, in my memorandum is that there's a cycle here, which is that Mr. Kearney continues to post things about the witnesses in his case and the Karen Reed case on a regular basis. That provokes typically the witnesses to complain to the district attorney's office. That generates statements which need to be turned over in discovery. And I made the point that turning over much of this material, I don't know what public interest there is, for example, in an email where someone says she received an anonymous threatening phone call, which she attributes to a Kearney post, whether rightly or wrongly, other than to, I just don't know what the public interest is in that kind of thing. The public does not have an interest in going through everybody's cell phone, underwear drawer, et cetera, et cetera. So just to drive home the point that Mr. Kearney is continuing on a almost daily basis to publish tendentious commentary about these people. I want to call to your Honor's attention.
I don't care.
Something that came to my attention this morning that he posted 24 hours ago. If I could.
Yeah, let me take a look at it. Thank you.
I think he missed a few of his usual targets, but most of them are there. I'm not suggesting that this is a violation. I'm not suggesting that it's criminally actionable. I am suggesting that it would help Your Honor conceptualize the use that he's going to make to any of this material that's under protective order.
Okay. I looked at it. I get the point.
All right, that's all I have, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Bederow, what else you got?
Judge, I can, just watching you peruse Mr. Carney's publications, okay? Thomas Paine, Samuel Adams, Mark Twain would be spinning their graves if they saw that a judge was looking at First Amendment protected satire, jokes, criticism, as if there's some risk that this stuff should be sanctionable. It's just completely antithetical to the First
This is just
Amendment.
fucking
Your Honor.
nonsense.
Okay, I don't want Mark Twain to feel poorly about me.
Really.
So,
It's just ridiculous that the government, proffers that as some sort of evidence of something is just completely beyond the pale. Okay, this is all First Amendment protected.
I get your point. I get your point.
So
You've made it very well.
So there's a few more things, Judge, about this impounding these.
The impoundment I get. So I get your arguments on that.
One little
Do you have
fact.
any other discovery issues?
Yes.
What else you
Can I
got?
give you one quick fact?
Yeah.
These people that the government is trying to protect with these impoundment orders that they need, or protective orders, they're doing interviews. The McCabe, the Alberts, Proctor, they've all done nationwide interviews. And yet the government wants to say, oh, we need to protect them from safety because of keep their stuff private. They're doing interviews. So that ship has sailed, Your Honor. All of their stuff needs to be unimpounded for our use, for our ability to use it without these constraints, and for the public's right to know, Judge. It just needs to be out there. There's no reason to keep it.
No, I get your point. All right. Is there any other pieces of discovery that
Judge,
that you want to argue about? Because I have, I got some other things we have to do, some other cases. We have 2 other cases left. Mr. Bredel, I don't want to rush you, but
going back to the Mello issue, Judge. So Prosecutor Mello was the one that was working with Ms. Peter on these phony clips. And we need his emails too on this stuff. And I hope you're not going to say, oh, okay, file a Rule 17. Because I did that with respect to Morrissey's emails. And I was told by Judge Krupp, and I think it's the law of the case now, that no, that's a Rule 14 issue because it's in the possession of the prosecuting authority. So it should be Rule 14 discovery that Mello is communicating with Kate Peter, and it's been undisputed and it's been revealed in this case 100% that Mello's been talking on the phone with the other complainant here, Gattani, and we have only incomplete screenshots.
Yes.
And inconsistent screenshots with respect to what's on the phones versus what really happened. And we need a written explanation from the government as to why there's inconsistencies in the discovery. And I'll tell you what that is in a second. But
yes, and this goes back to all the shit they want to do. And notice the judge is not happy. He's not pissed off at Bredel, but he's not happy about what he's hearing. So notice at the beginning, oh, Judge, we've got it. We just got to give it to him. No. Now they're fucking around. And now Kate, who's involved talking to Lindsay, has deleted evidence. And now they've got stuff that's missing. Once again, Kate is fucking with evidence. And the prosecution let her do it.
Also, we need the full text report. We have these cherry-picked little texts. And like I said before, it's obvious that it was a string, and we get like one email with no responses or no prior context. And it's like they're hoping we just go away as they give us one thing. But it's not, the context isn't there, the full email strings aren't there. And we've made this complaint many times and it doesn't go anywhere. So I'd ask that you order the Commonwealth to either give us the stuff or respond in writing why they can't find it, don't know what I'm talking about, or whatever their position's going to be.
These are the mellow emails you're talking about?
So we want mellow emails because he's talking directly to Connie and Peter.
Yeah.
And we have a couple snippets of them, but it's clear there's other ones from the context that we don't have.
All right, I got you.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Mr. Cosgrove.
Well, I believe I turned over the Mello emails in the last round of discovery, and that generated a chiding letter from Mr. Bederow saying that you've had these for a couple of months now. We should have got them sooner. So I'm not, so far as I know, they have the Mello emails.
Right.
Okay.
So far as you know, meaning you don't know.
That being said, I think we should pick another date.
So Judge, just the last thing on that.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
For example, Judge, there's a very important group text between Morrissey, Proctor, Tully, and others. And we have like one email from it that points up an extremely provocative issue relative to Proctor saying, why don't we just arrest him about my client? And there's no other discovery on it. There's a perfect example of cherry picking, why we need answers on this stuff. We need more. And there's also, Judge, there's inconsistencies in what we were given, where there'll be, and here's my last thing. Well, there's a list of text messages from discovery that we've been given. And then online, Ms. Peter, it's related to this Ms. Peter again, she publishes a string of text. It's the same string, and there's more emails, or text, there's more text in her string that she published online than in the discovery we got. So it's kind of a smoking gun that something was taken out of the discovery we got out of an extraction.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we checked with Celebrate, the extractor has that ability to unclick a box to deprive.
Yes, when you have Celebrite, you can click through what you're bringing and what you're not doing. Celebrite is a totally manipulable thing. Isn't that funny? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's like that song. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know the rest of it. I just know that beginning part. Ooh. Ooh, buddy. The
recipient of something, and the recipient has no idea. So there's a smoking gun here, Judge, that's why this isn't a normal case. I don't think you've ever heard me talking this deep about getting discovery. And here we are because of real reasons, Your Honor. And I hope that the court can give us this relief.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, why don't we pick a date for anything further that you might have?
Does the court want to suggest a date? I haven't had too much luck suggesting dates myself lately.
We think September?
So, Judge, in the meantime, would the court order production of some of those written responses? And
yeah, I'll issue an order on the written responses.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, what written responses?
I think he's asked you to give written responses as to, for instance, the links and things like that, what can be open, what can't.
Oh, yes. Well, I just indicate that Your Honor indicated that Mr. Bederow was going to provide me with a list
Yeah.
that I would respond to, so I would just hope your order would take that into account.
Fair enough, Mr. Cosgrove, fair enough.
And Judge, just to the suggestion that, we should tell him what links we can't open. We can't open a single link. There you go. Compliance.
All right. Give me a date that works for the both of you.
September.
24th, 25th.
I can't do the 25th.
They scope a lot of cases.
24th is fine.
That'll be at 2 p.m.
We'll see you on September 24th at 2.
Mr. Carney, your cases are continued to September 24th at 2 p.m. for further discovery.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.
And guess what? Nothing's going to be changed by then. Nothing's going to be changed by then. Absolute garbage. Absolute fucking garbage. So is Turtle Boy getting fucked? No, his attorneys are fighting back. It's just they're wading through all the bullshit. They're wading through all the bullshit. SB Seller says first Taylor Swift, now Sean singing Beyonce. I'm not singing like, if you like, you should have put a ring on it, where she's like, whoa, oh. That's not the song I'm thinking of. You're thinking of a different song here. You're thinking of a different song. So no. No. But guys, it is just getting out of fucking control. Think about this. Think about all the things that are out there, and this is not getting done right at all. Also, Donald had to I had to put Donald down to do a couple of hearings today, and now he won't stand back up. I'm gonna have to retape him, chat. I'm gonna have to buy like a broomstick now and like reinforce Donald's spine. But let's see here. You guys got a bunch of comments. We need to catch up on these. Okay. Whiskey 77 for $4.99. Thank you. Says MLS must have taken his Viagra tonight. He is quicker than normal. Murgatroyd says the laugh track plays. When the judge makes a joke, you have to laugh. You have to laugh. Even if it's not funny, you laugh. Let's see here. T-Rex Travel says, more specifically, Turtle Boy was live last night around 11 p.m. Eastern time with the discovery was given to him. Okay, cool. Dee Dee is saying, it's incompetence, not maliciousness, so it's okay, Sean. Glad to clear that up for you. Yes, I know. They're like, Your Honor, we're just retarded. That doesn't count there. And then Patty Cake says, don't forget, Turtle Boy has Ratchet Madness brackets every day, people. Cosgrove is in the Poor Irish Face bracket, which is currently running. Okay, we'll go take a look. Make your votes, chat. Cast your votes. Patty B says, get Kate on the stand. Do we really want to have to look at her face? I mean, that's the trade-off there. Wawa Supervisor says, even my passed out dachshund understands how Google Docs works. This is pathetic. I agree. It's sad and pathetic. One more chip says, damn, Sean, Lucas saying, tell us how you really feel about Lindsay Gaetani. She's a whore! Not only that, she's a lying whore. She's a stupid whore. But I repeat myself, she's a lying whore. Yes! Sarah Brown says that's actually a mild analogy to describe her, to be honest. Well, yes, I agree. Cosgrove was incompetent when they gave Turtle Boy the unredacted copy. And yes, this is a question here that I don't think the judge got to, but I would love the answer to. Was the decision not to turn over the discovery made before or after Tully worked on the redactions? I would love to hear that. Then Whiskey 77 for 14 months and being a member. Thank you. Thank you for being in 14 months. That is, like I said, guys, this stuff is always, the way you guys do this stuff, it is flattering and humbling. I don't care what you say. I'm not giving Ag a reach around so you can read my super chats. Well, Suffa, you're going to have to do it. The judge laughed when Cosgrove said frisky. I agree. Yes. Yes, that was very funny. No scope, AC360 no scope says vaginal silicosis. Many such cases. I think I've used that term before myself. Yes, vaginal silicosis is a dangerous thing. And then Treasure Island, and the island. Oh, I'm sorry, it says on there. Remember for 10 months. Says, well, here we are, and thank you for being here. I know you've been here longer than 10 months, but thank you for being a member for 10 months, Island. Yeah. AT1 says, sorry for me. I would dismiss all charges with prejudice. Like I said, I think ultimately, chat, they're going to have to dismiss this because some of the discovery that's going to come out, they can't afford to have come out. So I think this is just an issue of Bradle and Turtle Boy keep chipping away at it, and they're going to get what they need. Dee Dee says, what's the trophy between the gun and the giant stuffed Sean? That is Lady Justice holding the scales, blindfolded, and holding the sword. That 2.0 got me as part of her lead up to my 40th birthday. I'll move the Zaku out of the way. I'll see if I can set that up or fix it a little bit or work on that. There. Tay gave the Kelsey Bros YouTube channel 1 million views in like 15 minutes. Well, good for them. Good for them. Tech Guy Cell says, I'm just a simple, retarded suburban lawyer. That's what I say every day in court. So yes, thank you. How did you know I say that? Do you have time to stream Dave Moscato testifying tomorrow? No, I mean, here's the problem. Is anybody putting it up on YouTube? Because I know it's like through a WebEx link. I don't know how to set that up so I can record it on StreamYard. So if somebody has recorded it somewhere, I will 100% go through the trial. It's going to be fucking hilarious. But I don't know if anybody's posted it yet. So Were Tiger, if you know somebody who has, tell them to hook me up. I'll cover it front to back. She's a woman of lower stock. Yes. She's a woman of questionable chastity. Turtle Boy shagged that whore though. Yes, but you know, she was playing whore games and she was doing hoe activities with hoe tendencies. And hoes are her friends and hoes are her enemies. With hoe energies to do what she do and blew what she blew and screw what she screw. You know, it's why you take a hoe to a hotel. You know, I don't think Turtle Boy realized she was a hoe. Yes, she is a whore. And it was Tully that gave lawyers the unredacted copy. Yes, but he did that as part of the prosecution. So it's on Cosgrove's hands that happened. And Milo's. So let me see here, trying to catch up. You guys are building some towers. Stephen Cooper gifting one sub. EDW Raptor gifting one sub. You know what, guys? And just remember when you do that. Woo. And here's what you do every time you gift the sub. Here's what you're doing to the Grays out there. That's what they're feeling. That's what it looks like in real life when you're doing it. It's just like Ender's Game. You think you're playing a video game. You think you're just clicking on a screen. In reality, you are terrorizing and punishing Greys somewhere in the world. There's a giant robot Clyde attacking them somewhere in the world. Yeah, so no, I go to chat. Okay, chat in court. And the judge looks at him. I've not done that yet. Like I said, it's one of my biggest fears. I will say to the jury and call them chat. Have you been keeping up with the Johnny Somali case? Yes. Johnny Somali apparently is trying to turn it around, but he's now been forced to plead guilty to a bunch of offenses. And it sounds like Johnny is getting scared that he's going to go to prison. So, yes, Johnny Somali is just crashing and burning now, which you hate to see it. You love to see it happen. You know, I couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Did Turtle Boy fuck Kate Peters? I don't think he did. I know that, like, Krusty Panties worked for Turtle Boy. So, yeah, no, we're talking about Lindsay Gaetani, not Kate Peter, by the way. Lindsay Gaetani is the one who got the protection order out against them and shit. Kate Peters, a different thing. Yeah, Turtle Boy never smashed KP. There we go. Somali's getting 5+ years. Yeah, he's probably going to get like a year or two. Oh. And then Whiskey 77 for 10 subs. Let's fucking go, chat. Let's go. And Smog and Mog says, did you add any more sound effects to that? Maddie did. Maddie has added sound effects to that. I did not. But yes, thank you, Whiskey 77, for your support, your generosity. Guys, remember, Whiskey 77 and 3 Bears doing Assholes React. Just like the German guy when he crushed the glass bottle with his sphincter. Assholes React. You guys, Sunday nights at 9 on YouTube here on A-Holes React. And then, let's see here. That's a lot of kimchi. Yes. But yes, chat, remember, when you do it, 10 subs. Another woo. Can never have too many woos tonight, chat. Never enough woos that are out there. All right. Let's only set this up. Hold on, chat. Setting something up here. All right, chat. I did want to let you know we are doing, like I told you, we are going to be doing a members only tonight. And that's just because this didn't go forever, and that was the intent. This was not going to be a super long stream. So we are going to work on getting that over there for you guys. It's up now. I am switching this over to members only. Publish. There we go. All right, hold on, chat. I got to switch this over real quick here. But we are going to land the plane here very shortly. And if you guys are not a member, you guys can join down below. Click the button, and you will automatically redirect over to the members only stream. We are going to do some fun stuff over there. We are going to do some take care of some things over there. Yes, RKI, Ramsey, Khalid, Ishmael pled guilty to 6 of the 8 charges and already made distribution of porn for the other 2. Yep. And one of his charges was basically for doing the North Korean propaganda. So yeah, he's fucked. He's fucked in a lot of ways, and he should. If Kate Peters says they never smashed, then they definitely did. Okay, I don't think so about that, Edward. I believe them when they say they didn't. Yes, C3 Metal Thingy says, pray the gray away. That's right, chat. We are making America green again. That is what our goal is here. Karam says, Donnie being spineless. That's kind of fitting. Well, in a way. Let's go, Brandon. Says that lawyer complains too much. It's like someone told him he will die within the year or anything. Also, reach around should be free. It's good to see you, Brandon. Hope you're doing well, but I don't know about that. I mean, if people can make money doing reach arounds, they should be allowed to make money off that. I mean, who are you to engage in reach around control? It's like rent control. I don't like the government setting price controls. Thank you for the super chat. And then, chat, we got John Coleman gifting 5 subs. EDW Raptor with 5 subs. C3 Metal Thingies with 10 subs. The Amateur Iconoclast with 1 sub. And Smog and Mog. I think it's you, Nick Croiser, right? Why do I keep saying it? Because your name's here. Gifting 5 subs, chat. Chat, that is, when you do this, we are going to the moon, chat. We are going all the way to the moon. You are taking Clyde along with you. I mean, look at that. Looks like Clyde. And with Clyde Coin, you go to the moon. What more can you say? He's such a cute little doggo. That is still one of the coolest AI things ever because it looks 100% like Clyde. He's so cute. What can you say? We are going all the way, chat. We are going all the way. Yes, we're going to auger this in. We're going to auger this in here. So we are going to... and let's go. Brand is a new member. All right, chat. We are going to head over there. And I will see you guys shortly. Thank you all for being here tonight. And once again, Turtle Boy is innocent. Free Turtle Boy. And the Commonwealth could suffer once again because that's all they're good for. That's all they're good for. And chat, remember until next time, just because you did it does not mean you're guilty. Turtle Boy is not guilty. Kate Peter is guilty. Cosgrove, guilty. Tully, guilty. Proctor, guilty. The entire fucking prosecutor's office, guilty. The MSP, guilty. Where are we going locals? No, we're going members only here on YouTube. Members only here on YouTube. Yes, and free Richard Allen. So good night, chat, and I will see you guys shortly over on members only. Take care, everybody. Oh, also remember, if you are new, we've got the 9:30 show, guys. Thursday nights at 9:30. We'll be covering all kinds of stuff, including the lawsuit for Peanut the Squirrel, and then the guy in Washington, D.C., who took a perfectly good sandwich and threw it at a cop. The horror of it all. The horror of it all. We'll cover that tomorrow night, among other things. So I will see you guys then. Take care, chat. Good night.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes. Esoteric works and...
Yes, it shows you as green. You are still a member. Yes, it shows you as one.
And even some trains, much merriment had while drinking White Claws. Tips on hunting and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops. Even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. But please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy?